Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together!
Yeah! Well, that works for me. I love being alone.
Me too. Especially with you.
With you?
Yes! Oh my god, it's yes!
You'd be surprised how far you can go without seeing another human being on the road.
I would be, since I've never taken the road.
But if I was with you, I could probably go forever. You're a huge introvert, eh, Asra?
That's cute.
That's really adorable, actually. Like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'll say I'm one
he
of those
seems
people...
very basically like self-motivated. I can take care of my own things, and that's okay. Like, he does go to people when he needs stuff, but for the most part, he's pretty introverted.
Yeah, no, I relate to that a lot. Not like I don't like people, but really I really don't need people, and I'm very happy on my own. Yeah, and I really can spend just ridiculous amounts of time alone. I have never had so much time alone that I need people again. They just eventually are there because you have jobs and stuff, you know? But like, yeah, it alone and on your own is good. Also, I tend to be a person with one best friend.
Right.
His smile as he rubs his shoulder against mine is teasing, but indulgently warm. Soon we come upon a large pile of dry golden grass, curled in a spiral.
Ooh.
It gleams in the moonlight. Someone made an art?
Ooh, that sounds lovely. Still sleeping.
Rummaging through his bag, Asra finds a vial of water chestnuts, shakes them out into his palm, and waits.
Eh?
I am mystified but curious. There is a huff of breath from inside the silky wheat, and then emerges a snuffling, round snout. I freeze reflexively when the round shape unfurls. It's a big animal with a big, heavy, sleepy head. It is not, in fact, at all the wheat I thought it was. That was just very coarse fur, I suppose.
That's what I'm guessing. I'm like, is it a porcupine?
Oh.
Big, because porcupines are actually much bigger than you think they are.
Its broad tongue flops out to slurp the water chestnuts out of Asra's hand.
Okay, broad tongue doesn't sound exactly correct.
Also hooves.
Hooves, yes.
So big,
morning,
shaggy...
morning sleepy hooves.
Oh.
Ah!
The thing talks.
Asra!
Oh god. Speaks like a chimera.
You're in so much trouble now.
So much trouble.
Yes!
Yes!
Oh my god! It's a horror monster from fucking Full Metal Alchemist, and we are doing this.
Yep, that thing could look like a pile of grass curled up properly. You betcha! We're not uncomfortable at all!
Hey!
It has a voice like groaning wood. It takes me a moment to register that it spoke his name. That is a sound it was making, and then I realized the sound was word. Was language.
Oh
was
god.
A name. Perhaps voice isn't the word for it, since the animal is occupied licking Asra's hand. It's like Faust.
So it's in your brain.
It's a creaking, breathing animal noise that kind of shapes into words, but in my head.
Great.
This is so much better. Speaking on another level. It seems older than Faust, familiar with the land. The animal gives a last lick to Asra's face before it turns its snout in my direction.
Oh
Boy. Asra, whole face just sheened with slobber.
Also, bangs.
Oh yeah! So you know how... Okay, slight spoilers. So when he goes to the masquerade, in the other roots, he has his hair slicked back.
Oh, he goes to see this critter.
This critter just licked it back, and then he's like, oh no, I have to go to the masquerade.
Oh, this is perfect.
That is the hairstyle, just bloop. It's lick.
Yes.
Oh, I see you styled your hair with lick. Yes, it's perfect.
Lick style.
It's glorious. In my direction. Get sniffed, sniff back. Honestly, okay, with every animal ever, I do both. I'm always both. Every time. But also, if I start sniffing back, it means I did get sniffed. Because I can't sniff back if no sniffing happened.
I was about to say, so it's basically just return the favor, so allow it to sniff you and return the favor.
Yeah. I think Kohai, I think they would sniff back.
Sure, if Asra's super chill about it, that would make sense. You'd be like, okay, I'm gonna...
I was just saying,
and you'd be like...
So for me,
Well,
I don't know how much Kohai knows, but for me, I've done a lot of, like, with any kind of, like, beast of burden, you let them get a good sense of sniffing you, but also, like, sniffing at them lets them smell your breath really well.
mm-hmm.
And that's a comfort thing, I understand, for, like, especially horses and stuff, because they do breathe on each other when they are friends.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's the reason why horses actually tend to stand very close together, but facing each other if they're very good friends, because it's that warm breath closeness and intimacy. That is a sign of familiarity and comfort.
Mm-hmm. Also, if they are standing head to tail, very close together, like their sides touching, on a warm day, they are protecting each other from flies with their tails, and that is also a very intimate gesture for very close friends.
They're also protecting each other from predators, because you can see one side and I can see the other. That's the other thing, too.
But it is very specifically of, I can get your tail in my face.
And go, okay, it hurt, but I would rather have that than fly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No fly.
So
sniff back. I sniff back as the snout approaches, taking in its sweet smell. The beast falls back an inch, accommodating my sniff. No, usually when sniffing, you must come closer. Also, I sniff back at what? Back in response to what? Doing something back is in response to something. What has the beast done?
Well, I mean, it put its snout at you, so you sniffed back because the snout is coming at you.
I guess.
That just doesn't work for me either. No. It's okay.
So
that sounds like it should be. This is the continuation of it sniffed at you and then you sniffed.
Also,
back.
It scoots back so to help me smell it. No,
you
don't go farther away. I smell you less. Like when I lean in to smell, someone goes, "Oh, you're sniffing me. Let me stand back and let you do it." That's like you have refused the sniffing. Like, can you imagine
that
a
is
person?
The weirdest fucking behavior. I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me. My whole brain.
Okay, do it.
I just I don't understand sometimes where people are like, yeah, and then they sniff you, and I'm like, that is fucking weird.
Yeah, the person sniffs you.
You don't sit there and actively smell someone or sniff someone. Like, he sniffs me is different than I notice him inhale over here on their own.
Yes.
Rather than I lean towards you and I sniff. Like, okay, there was a thing that somebody, like, one of my friends, young relatives, was talking about, basically a thing where a character sniffs and you're like, I was like, that is fucking weird. Just so you know, that is a strange fucking behavior. Just be like, I'll come and I will smell you. And I was like, no!
I had my friend watch, I'm gonna say old movie. I don't know how old is old anymore. Sometimes 10 years is old, sometimes 20 years is old. I don't even know.
In regards to media, usually that's really old.
Yeah, so for media, I had them watch an older movie called Wolf. And it's got Michelle Pfeiffer and Jack Nicholson in it. And the thing is...
Oh my god!
Oh, and David Spader. Those are your three main peoples. Anyway, they're all... Since it was a while ago, they were all quite a bit younger than they are now. I'll say, but the thing is like, I'm not going to spoil any of the movie or the subject of it at all. I don't care. But I'm going to say they specifically use someone sniffing someone else as an extremely creepy gesture a couple of times.
Yes.
Like, they really do. They're like, this is creepy. On the other hand, this is an animal. But the thing is if I lean in to sniff something, and it leans back...
That is usually a do not come near me, stop.
Yes.
So whenever, okay, so the thing is even with animals, if they pull away from you, do not...
Pursue.
Do not pursue. Stop where you are and continue, quote, if you are sniffing, to let them do their own thing. But we're talking about animals, not people.
So the thing here is, the beast falls back an inch to accommodate my sniff. Suggests to me not accommodating, but I do not want your face in my face.
I pull away, stop that. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's weird.
It is an inspection. You got too close.
It shakes back its sweetie brow, revealing 2 purple eyes. I want a picture of this thing. I do.
Me too.
Oh, hi. I see.
Do you remember me?
Do you remember me? I think I might. At least the way Pokemon speak with their hearts. Oh, my heart remembers. The animal smell brought a flash of dreamy lightness to my chest. Which means that I remember something, not this just smells good or feels safe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a big, mysterious hoofed animal made out of wheat fur sounds fascinating.
I really want to see it. That just sounds cool.
I know you, but I don't remember the time we met. The purple eyes blink, slowly. Asra does nothing and does not interact, and I don't notice him.
No, not even slightly.
The snout approaches to sniff my temple.
My whole new world is filled with soft purple eyes.
Well, sometimes...
And a weedy backside and hoofy flies.
I was going to say, and... I don't know, I'm like, weedy forelock?
Ooh.
Because I have to shake away. Are there ears? I need to know if there are ears.
It's important.
Ears are very important to me. But also, I still am surprised sometimes at sometimes when Kohai is in the middle of some shit and just notices Asra and pays attention to him, and other times when there's something going on and Asra does not seem to exist in Kohai's awareness at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, slowly, the snout approaches to sniff my temple.
You have a new smell, but still like you.
Oh boy.
A lot has changed since your first meeting. It's been a while. I probably have a new smell too, by now.
He lies to try and make things sound fine and not make Kohai think about it too deeply.
Yeah, pretty much, because otherwise Kohai's gonna be like, oh yeah, all those questions I wanted to ask you.
Uh-huh.
Sigh.
The animal sniffs Asra's head and gives a wistful groan.
The same. Open pain.
Apparently that's what he smelled like before the incident and after.
Speaking of hope, I hope you'll help us out. We are trying to get far away from Vesuvia. For now.
Just right now. The animal rolls on its side, folding its two front legs over each other and stretching two in the back. So, did the animal ever stand up, or is it able to reach our faces while laying down? Because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing
That is
too,
a
because I'm like,
large
that is
boy.
a big fucking critter.
Yeah, really big.
Like, okay, so it is a
Also-
hay roll. It's a hay bale monster.
Oh, the mega wheats.
Yeah, it's not the mini wheats, because
It's the giant rolls of hay, not...
that is huge.
This is like the size of an elephant.
I feel like some people forget how big, like, hay bales, like, huge, large,
hay spirals.
rolling hay
Yeah, the
spirals
rolls
are.
they're huge. Like,
some of them are enormous.
yeah, some of them are like 8 feet high.
Yeah.
On the other hand, so what I find important here is, since it stayed on the ground the entire time, it lifted its head, and we did not mention in any way a long or stretching neck or notable neck of any kind. This is just a very, very large boy.
Or I don't even know. Sometimes I've had a weird relationship with some of the descriptions in this, where there seems to be a lot of resistance to describing things, so that you get to insert your own fan fiction here. And I'm kind of resent some of it.
Complete the story for us! Enjoy!
And I'm kind of like, I came here, though, again, to read your story, not invent mine.
I know how to invent my own stories.
Yeah, thanks. I wouldn't be here if I was doing
Stretching two in the back.
Where will you go?
Well, you see, Asra was not telling you we are going to go somewhere. He was asking if you would take us somewhere. So, when you ask where will we go, it means where might you go with us?
Where might you take us? Question mark?
Asra looks out over the vast rolling hills that wait before us. Honestly, that looks like just like gentle rises, not rolling hills to me.
It's okay.
But it's okay. I come from places. This reminds me of Kansas, which is very flat. Just saying.
Yeah, there's a little bit Kansas-y with some stuff in the distance.
What?
To Nopal, if it isn't too far.
Is that a tiny place? The beast yawns and rolls its back. It rolls its back? Like, what does that mean?
Rolls, is it rolling?
Not on its back. Is that like a type of like fluid stretch, like it does the wave with its back? I don't know.
I don't know.
It stretches its many short log-like limbs. Okay, so it's got hooves and many short log-like limbs. So, are the limbs the things with the hooves, or are they something else?
I think the limbs are the things with the hooves. It's just saying that we're giving now
There's
weird
lots of
little
them.
abstract, again, descriptors.
But it just said front legs and back legs. So if we're saying...
we're saying it's many. If now that is... I'm like, wait, did you have many legs in the back and then somehow you kept the two in the middle on the ground and then the other two flipped over?
Or if we say it stretches its front legs and its back legs, did we divide them evenly and go, those are clearly back legs because they're going towards the back of the beast, and these are clearly front legs? I feel like...
Are we
I feel like mentioning the many legs would have been there...
Sleipnir?
Would have made more sense when we were describing them stretching specifically with their legs.
Yeah,
I'm saying that.
Not far. I am well rested. I want one.
Are you standing yet?
You're the best.
Asra slings a leg over the beast, who is definitely not laying on its side anymore, I assume. Strokes its side fondly.
No, if it's that fucking big, this sounds like an animal that needs to be on the ground, because otherwise you have no way of getting on top of it.
Right, elephants will all lay down and like lay
Same
their
thing
head
with
down
camels.
so you can climb on.
Same thing with camels.
Okay. Strokes its side fondly and reaches down for me. Yeah, big boy.
Mm-hmm. Kohai, how do you want to sit? In front or behind?
Oh, we get to choose.
Do you want Asra to hold you, or do you want to hold Asra?
I think, honestly, unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer this without metagaming, in the sense that I think this is more about, do you want to see where you're going, or do you want to let him lead? Even though, I think that's what this is more about, but I don't know that Kohai would get that. I think Kohai would be thinking more about, how am I sitting in reference to you? Because Kohai really likes him.
Yes.
And so...
I think, in some ways, Kohai... Okay, so based on their relationship, even just for what they've written in between, so the stuff we haven't picked, a lot of it is that very passive, I want you to hold me thing.
Well, Kohai is deliberately trying to look soft and cuddly much of the time to tempt Astra to hold them. It would be sit in front to get him to hold me. Like, it would really be that of, I want you to bury your face in my hair, I want you to wrap your arms around me, I want to sit sort of in your lap, if you will.
I want you to enjoy my curves, enjoy me.
Hold on to me. I am soft and snuggly and comforting.
There's so much of me to hold. You should experience all of it.
Do hold. So yeah, sit in front. Kohai would sit in front. In front? He pulls me up to sit in front of him, holding my hips steady as I straddled the creature. I think it's supposed to indicate that you have trouble mounting and sitting and getting comfy, and so he is stabilizing you.
The look on my face was going, I don't think I've ever had an experience that I remember, because I have actually ridden a camel and I have actually ridden an elephant before.
Where someone helps you with your hips instead of like your arms or shoulders?
Yeah. Or like your waist? Hips is really low.
It is. Your center of gravity is not going to be as helpful down by your hips. Also, like, not theirs either, because they have to curl down quite a bit.
Yeah, so I'm actually just having a practicality thing, and I know it's supposed to be intimate, I understand. Sometimes, like, hips? For true, like, you guys could call us out on it, because we'll call ourselves out, but, like, we are being a little bit sometimes overly picky in regards to, it's my hips because it's supposed to be romantic. You typically bring up hips because it's supposed to be closeness, it's supposed to be, so, like, it's supposed to be sensual. There's actually even a thing of where some people say that, like, depending on how you dance, if you dance from your hips, which is an incredibly white way of thinking, by the way, before I say this, because they go, it's basically, you're more connected with your their sexuality.
Oh, sexual, yeah.
So you're far more basically horny if you do a lot, and I'm like, that is incredibly a white person thing to say, just so you know.
There is so much hip dancing around the world that is just...
It's just dancing? Yeah, it's stupid.
So I don't know why he's holding the hips, specifically, holding, like, Kohai's
like trope-wise,
steady.
Yes.
Holding the hips, if Kohai was reacting to it in a romantic, tropey kind of way, it'd be like, holding my hips to help me, and there'd be a pause or reaction to it, or that kind of, there should be some sort of emotional reaction.
Again,
instead of steady.
A lot of this always has felt like me strongly, and then you will insert your experience, and then you will insert your experience. And
it feels a little empty.
You do keep telling us also who our character is, so there is an experience that actually should be being told to us as to what's going on.
There's a little bit of both of those that kind of frustrates me. Where
here's your cake, and you're not allowed to eat that cake.
Yeah, it's like, here, you fill in the blanks, but we're also, anywhere that we want to tell something specific and make something happen, we're going to be real specific.
Yeah.
My heart rushes at the closeness. The warmth of Astra's chest meeting my back, and his arms winding around my waist.
Widening.
I'm like, widening?
Whoa!
I'm like, what? He holds me.
He holds.
There's not a lot of winding, but maybe just clasping?
Oh, no. Winding is, again, a particular intimate romantic thing to say. Winding, knotting myself around you. That is very much an intimate romance thing to do. Say.
It's just that it sounds like there's a lot of, like, reaching around and clasping and, like, double layering your arms, and he's not got that big of arms.
So the thing is again, they're assuming that your character is about this big.
Is very small.
Is a small, conventionally thin person.
Kohai is not a skinny
Kohai is
person.
not skinny.
Nope.
No, not at all.
They are soft and strong and cute and curvy and powerful and
Yeah.
attractive and nice. Like they are
like-
large.
Uh-huh.
They are big.
Comfortable?
Are you? I mean, surprisingly comfortable. Though I feel acutely aware of his legs hugging the beast's sides as he settled in. Why would feel acutely aware not of his legs touching mine, which isn't happening or being described, but of his legs hugging the beast's sides?
What?
Why
Is
would
it because
that
the
affect
legs
me?
are not around you? Is that what we're supposed to take away here? It's not touching me.
His hips aren't touching me, nor are his thighs or legs.
Oh.
So there's a distance between us.
Except that he's
He's entwined his arms around me, but
Oh my god,
Oh
he's
God.
doing this!
Yes. Okay. Have you ever been in that thing though, where like there's the boyfriend or the girlfriend, the one who wants to be closer to their partner but doesn't want to overdo it and doesn't want to be overly sexual, where they lean in and they wrap their arms around them,
Yes.
but they just put their chest against them and they deliberately like cock out their hips. So like with not being
Okay.
sexual, there's no hips here.
So the thing that I think is so sad about something like that is also, though, that you make every single contact of like your hips with someone else as sexual.
I know, which
It is not a
ridiculous.
benign thing. You can never basically like. The thing is, there's nothing wrong with sex because in the end, all it is a sort of weird, shamey, like in my experience, a very like it's passing on basically sexual shame.
So there's
of
nothing
going
wrong
out-
with sex, but also everything doesn't have to be about sex.
Yeah, it really doesn't, because the thing is that it's not all about sex. It's like the argument basically of going, why individuals who are typically assigned female at birth, why they go, you're not supposed to like go around without a bra on or without a shirt on if you don't have a bra on.
Right.
And the thing is because people go, well, nipples mean sex. And I'm like, if that were true, then basically what you consider to be men for the most part socially should never take off their shirts either. When I was a kid, I went bonkers because I did not understand why the guys were allowed to take their shirts off.
Because nipples are bad and sexy.
Or the thing is it was just unfair.
Yeah.
Because I was like, but you shouldn't be doing that. And also, though, you're getting naked, so that's also inappropriate.
Yep. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what they're going for of, I'm acutely aware of his legs hugging the beast, but not touching me. Is if it is supposed to be, his arms are wrapped around me, but he really does specifically have a distance from me, and he's not cuddling his whole body into me. He's honestly putting more effort into the beast. Like, is that what we're focusing on here?
I don't know. Maybe there's more in the next sentence. Let's find out. Get a good grip here. You're going to have to hold on pretty tight.
You're holding me pretty tight.
So I'm...
Except for you then let go of me too. He pats the fur at the beast's shoulder.
What?
I cautiously bury my hands in its shaggy coat and take a firm hold. I did
Oh
not
my
mention that he
God.
let go of me.
We're on the cat bus.
Okay.
The multiple stumpy log legs
Mhm.
curling up into a little ball.
But with
This
hooves.
is the fucking
This
cat
is-
bus.
It's
But you're right.
It's a caterpillar horse. Caterpillar horse?
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. That's not a bad thing. I'm just the
Huh.
imagery here. Ready.
I feel like with those hooves, you're going to crush all of the fields.
Ready.
I guess. Oh, it is wind. This is the cat bus.
This is the cat bus.
Oh my god. Okay, if anyone doesn't know what the cat bus is, because sometimes references are like that, there is a Studio Ghibli film called
My
Neighbor Totoro, and in it there is a creature called the cat bus. If you search cat bus, it is probably the only thing that will come up.
I think
And-
it's typically put as one word, not two.
But either one should do it.
Yeah.
It's an iconic thing in the appropriate circles, and I don't think there are other things that aren't it. And it is just literally a cat that is also a bus. Still soft and furry and many legs instead of wheels, but yeah.
And a fun fact, if you ever go to Japan and you go to the museum for Studio Ghibli, because they actually have one, there is a short in there that is about May and the baby cat bus.
It
'Cause
shows a
there
baby
is-
cat
there is
bus.
there is a kitten cat bus that
Because
shows
cat buses, well, it is shown at one point that this cat bus, the one in the movie, is a male. Because they have no problems with, benign genitals in Japan.
Yeah, unlike anywhere else.
Yes,
Oh,
I say-
anywhere else being here in the U.S.
Yeah, anywhere in America, I would say. And in the little short, they show that they basically reproduce regularly, as mammals do, because of babies. Anyway, kittens. A gust of wind. Anyway, the cat bus, there's wind strongly associated with the cat bus, and also with Totoro. Whirls to the shimmering sand. There is sand?
What?
When did the sun show up?
What?
Whipping up
We're in a
tumbleweed.
wheat field.
We're in wheat fields for miles. Suddenly there is sand and wind.
It's
whirls
magic
through
sand.
it, whipping up a tumbleweed, which should not be in the wheat fields because that's a terrible weed.
Oh, God.
At the horizon, the sky is coming alive with color. I think we might have just left the mortal plane.
Maybe? Beautiful sunrise.
Oh, we are saying that we got up at NADIA'S in the morning, and then we had a very long day.
Cow noise.
That was a cow noise. That was amazing.
Or steer or something. But
I was like a
wow.
bovine noise.
Bovine.
And that we stayed awake all day long, and then all night long, and now it is a sunrise, and we have not felt a wink of tiredness.
Maybe? Or now we're going to run.
The animal's belly expands under us with breath. Tightening his hold, Asra catches my eye with a look of delight. How does he do that if I am not looking back?
Also,
If I am in front
and I am enthralled with what's in front of me because
And
I'm
with the
looking at the
experience
horizon
of the sand and the tumbleweed and the wind and the sunrise,
and trying to get a good grip.
how does he catch my eye from behind me?
Oh boy. Okay, was it assuming that you're supposed to be behind him? Quote okay, so then metagaming wise, does that mean that quote the better choice
Or
is that you should be behind him?
you're very short, so it's really easy to lean over your shoulder and catch your eye.
God, we are really like we are.
I told
we
you.
are a cricket.
Every single route, they want you to be like a foot shorter than your love interest. It's very important.
It really is.
They have a height difference kink, and you cannot stop them.
I mean, that's fine. No shame here. I just.
But
said
I
that's
didn't
fine
make
to be-
Kohai short.
Kohai isn't short.
On the other hand, Nerd was very short. Nerd is probably like.
Well, that
4'8".
was because we really fucking gave up and we're just like, we're tiny. Like,
leaned
whatever
in
you said, we are just tiny.
to
We
what
are-
the story described, which made a Nerd about 4'8" next to Julian's 6 whatever.
abominably tall.
Because-
Because he was also taller
because
somehow than...
He had to nearly bend in half one time to kiss us on the forehead, and we're
Yeah.
like, oh, that is a height declaration right there.
Yeah, we're like itty-bitty, teeny
Small.
weeny.
We
Holy
are
shit.
a slice. We are a teacup. We are just a little pocket-sized date friend.
Yeah.
The backpack date friend.
Wow.
Anyway,
Nerd was... Wow.
Asra catches my eye with a look of delight, somehow. And the beast takes off with a burst of speed to soar across the winding sand, which was not there a moment before.
Shit, man. And now we're in the desert.
We are windblown. Eyes dry by the time we arrive at our destination. And slide off the back of the beast. I think nothing of the entire time of travel or the changing of the landscape or anything.
That's disappointing.
Nor the thrill of riding this thing for the first time in my own memory.
That would be wild.
Why would I not describe that experience?
Especially since you've, quote, never been out
So
of this
many
area.
cactus.
I love the
They're
cactus!
beautiful.
Ooh, what a lovely
You know
house.
what? You know what? I feel
Adobe house.
really like a little bit like ripped off at this point. In the other two routes that we've played, there were way less backgrounds.
Yeah.
This
kinda.
one has had so many brand new backgrounds, and the other two routes reused a lot of backgrounds from each other.
So, I hate to say this, and this also might just be me.
Mhm.
I think part of the reason is that we didn't pick as many of the other options, like,
To go and do stuff.
well, like for the premium stuff. So the premium scenes seem to have a lot of backgrounds in them.
It's true.
And then they'll also have a lot of extra art.
But this
whatnot.
isn't premium. There's a bunch of locations with
No.
Asra. Asra's going to way more places than other people did.
Yeah, I know.
Also, again, there
I
was a
know.
lot of reusing the same things. Not that that's bad.
Mhm.
In Nadia and Julia's route, a huge amount of overlap of backgrounds.
Yeah, it was kind of wild, actually,
Mm-hmm.
for having I am a pirate character, and I'm going to go in all the alleyways and stuff. We weirdly really share a lot of shit.
Though I barely felt the ride, my legs are aching. I'm exhausted. The house before us is tiny and adorable. I mean, it's very inviting. It's really cute.
The cactus is huge.
Can I just appreciate all the cacti, all the many different species, and that some of
Oh.
them are in bloom, and that they are very striking?
Is that the shithole cactus that I'm trying to remember where it has, like, barbed hooks on it?
potentially.
Okay, so, the thing is if it's the cactus that I think it is, so fun fact about me, I used to have a dog, a little tiny black dog named Charcoal, and he always had a habit of licking one of his paws, and I could not remember why, but apparently when we had lived in New Mexico when I was a child, Charcoal actually got some of this cactus stuck in his paw,
Oh.
and what happened is that it apparently caused so much pain, and my dad was never really sure if they managed to get everything out.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he just forever licked his paw, like, obsessively. He'd flip it
Oh.
over and he would go at it like there was something in it.
Oh, baby.
Like, he didn't tear himself apart or anything, but it was very much a, like, he's really kind of preoccupied with it kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds like discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
Poor baby. But yeah, because of really aggressive cactus with very hooked barbs.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah.
The house is very inviting. Well, the animal, which I have never asked any questions about or
Talk to because it's an actual
or petted
sentient being.
or described in any greater detail or really enjoyed or appreciated at all. Shuffles off around the side of the structure. Through the cacti. Asra visits the garden. I assume it's a garden? I decide it's a garden.
Honestly, that would be so interesting because you have someone going, I'm used to basically very different plant life, and suddenly I'm in a very, what looks like Arizona type desert. I want to say Nevada or parts of California, which based on where I understand where Nix Hydra is from, that would make sense.
Okay.
But I'm like, I wonder if Kohai or any basically main character in this route would actually even understand the types of plants that would be here.
Well, also going, what makes it a garden as opposed to there's just stuff growing there? I wonder what the indicator is for Kohai to know that he's checking out a garden. And not only a garden, but the garden that goes to this place, and there's only one.
Right.
Like, that's a lot of assumptions all at once.
Uh-huh.
And based on this picture, I don't identify any of these spaces as specifically a garden. So I'd love to know what Kohai's indicator is.
Right. But we're going to have to actually find that out in the next one, what the yellow plants are, and also...
And why Asra is frowning.
Yes.
I do not want him to be sad. We just came here for, a break, a vacation, a trip, a getaway. And already...
That is apparently turned into a forever runaway
He is
thing.
disappointed. No, he told the beast that it was only for now. And he told me that it was only for now. And even though he often says things that are misleading, I trust him completely.
Anyway, so thank you very much everyone for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our stuff. And honestly, just interacting with the video does a lot for us in regards to the YouTube algorithm. It would be great if you did so.
It does.
Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi, Patreon, and our Twitch. There are links in the description down below. We'd love to see you at one of those locations. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye-bye!